Alright, let's talk about the best teammates for Miya Osamu. I'm gonna talk about different positions so that you know which players you can use best for each of the positions. And even though we don't have many options since he's a quick attack type player, still we have different players that you can use over here. So we'll start with the setter. Obviously, the best setter for him would be his twin Miya Osamu. And we talked about this duo a lot and you know exactly what they do. So this will be the best setter for Miya Osamu. But let's say for any reason you don't have Atsumo or you don't plan to pull Atsumo or whatever the case is, and can we use Osamu with other setters? And the answer is obviously yes. So we have UR Kageyama as the second UR quick setter. UR Kageyama that will drop probably like in less than 2 months. So you can still get Osamu now and then wait for Kageyama if you like the Karasuno team, especially with him and Hinata. And the way that UR Kageyama can help you out is actually over here. So first of all, he's a quick setter, so definitely will buff up your quick attacks. And then over here it says that whenever he sets the quick attack of the attacking player is increased by 15% of his set, so he's going to buff up the quick attack. Over here again, the attack technique is increased, the teammate's attack technique is increased by 10%, and then over here he is going to gain the competitive spirit effect that will increase the awareness of the player that does a spike or a setter dump. So as a spiker, Miya Osamu can get benefit of this one and other like 2 skills of UR Kageyama as well. So second choice would be UR Kageyama. And then we also have SSR Kageyama. I mean, even though he is like an SSR version, but still if you don't have any of those UR setters, he could also be useful for Osamu. And the reason is the third skill you can see over here increases your size player's awareness by 10 and also spike power by 6%, either power attack or quick attack. I'm just giving you options. I mean, obviously you want to go for the UR setters, but for any reason if you don't have any UR setters, then the SSR Kageyama could also help with the third skill over here. And there's also a chance you might have Akashi, like a lot of people went for the Akashi and Bokuto duo over here. And Akashi could also help Osamu in a unique way. So if you check his third skill of Akashi, whenever he does a crit set, your side's next spike is guaranteed to be a crit. So we all know that Miya Osamu will convert all of his awareness to attack technique. That's why he has like lower chance to do a crit. But with Akashi, if you do a crit set with Akashi, you just need to build Akashi based on his crit. And then if you do a crit set, then you can have a crit spike with Miya Osamu. And that's going to be insane. Like he has all those attack technique buffed, like quick attack buffs, but without a crit, right? But if you do a crit over here with Akashi as a setter, then that could help out. And I just gotta say, this is like Akashi is a power setter, so not super ideal. But again, as I mentioned, I'm just giving you options of how you can, you know, choose different characters to play with different players. Now the last setter, Oikawa, UR Oikawa, as a lot of people asked, like, do these two work together, UR Oikawa and UR Osamu? Well, the thing is that no, they don't work together as he's a power setter. But then again, since Oikawa is going to increase awareness with the attack tempo and Osamu doesn't have any awareness because he already converted it to attack technique, then he could get use of those awareness and the crit rate later on so that he can do a crit spike with UR Oikawa. But then again, not ideal, so the best one would obviously be the twin Atsumo and then UR Kageyama, and then either UR Oikawa, Akashi to do the crit, and then also SSR Kageyama to just buff up the quick attack a little bit more. So that would be the setter. Now let's go to the middle blocker. So for here you have tons of options because as a middle blocker all of them have the quick attack thing, so you can go for any middle blockers that you have because they will have the quick attack skill. So for example, Suna, he has the ultimate quick attack, so you'll get buffed up with your quick attack type setter, and as a middle blocker instead of like having ultimate block, he's going to have an ultimate quick. Again, it's not ideal. I mean, you want to have an ultimate block with your middle blocker, but again, just giving you options. Now, the best choice over here, in my opinion, would be SSR Hinata. I know there's no way we can get SSR Hinata, but maybe some of you were lucky enough to pull him out. Just look at his skills. So while he's on the court, increases power and quick attack stats of players on your side by 7%. That's the first skill, the first passive. And also, if you have a quick type setter in your team, you can gain this buff on himself, 15% quick attack buff on himself for the SSR Hinata. So that's going to be one option. And then we're going to get SP Hinata soon, in just maybe 2 months. We're gonna get SP Hinata, and again, he's going to be super useful. So let's just check the second skill over here that's going to buff up others, is that your team's base stats increase by 12% whenever Hinata receives the ball. So he's going to buff up your whole team, but other than this, he's mainly good by himself. He increases the defense technique, offensive technique of himself. He has this quick attack buff over here, and then the ultimate quick. So again, these two, like Hinata and Kageyama, have the bond together as well. So let's say you're saving for these two in the future because they're going to come soon, like in 2 months, I guess. So Kageyama and then Hinata, they share a bond together, and then Osamu can also get the buff from you or Kageyama as well as your opposite hitter. So these are the options over here. Now let's just stick to Atsumu, the twin. So we had SSR Hinata, we had SP Hinata, we had Suna as the ultimate quick, and then we have UR Kuro. I mean, he doesn't buff up your other quick attacks, but he's great himself. He buffs himself up with block and quick attack, so he's like an individual great character by himself. And then we're gonna get SP Kuro way later on, but just to give you a glimpse, he also increases the over here says the quick attack of the corresponding member, and then over here when he's in the front line, the attack technique of your players will increase as well. So that's for way later on. And the other MBs, again, as I said, like you can have Lev. He has a quick attack. He doesn't buff up others, but he has a quick attack over here. Suki also has a quick attack, really good SSR character as an MB. And then we also have the UR Hirugami. So he's going to be also a really great one, but he's going to come after after Osamu. Probably will get Korai Hoshiomi over here, and then after Korai we're going to get Hirugami. So it'll be tough to pull all four back to back, but just to give you a glimpse again, over here he has a system effect whenever you do a block, and then with this one you can increase the ally's main stats by 8% up to 5 stacks. So that's like 40% buff. Whenever you do a block, you're going to get the system effect, and this will affect obviously all of your characters and buff them up main stats. So it's going to be great as the middle blocker. He's like the best middle blocker in the game as a UR, even better than Kuro in my opinion. But this is just like if you are able to pull all four back to back. So as a middle blocker, again, as I said, you have tons of options. Those are the characters that I suggest. And then for the wing spikers, actually it's the opposite, because most of the wing spikers are power hitter. That's why it's hard to find. I mean, we don't have any quick attack type wing spiker, but just something that could buff up your whole team. So you would either go, for example, with Bokuto to increase the team morale, or even Goshiki. He also increases the team morale. Let's say you have like Akashi as a setter, then obviously Bokuto would be best. So the wing spikers will be based on your other characters. So if you have, for example, you have Nishinoya as your Libero, and then Tanaka will also buff up with Nishinoya the team morale as well. So it's based on your other characters. You just want to go with the best wing spiker that you have, and then just get the buffs that they could add to your team or just by themselves. And the best wing spiker, just so you know, for the twins is going to be Kita. And then obviously we have two wing spikers, so you can just have like a second one over here, like for example Bokuto to increase the team morale again. But Kita, again, he's going to be the best one. Like this three together, they share a bond and it's going to buff up everything, so this is going to be super balanced and like the best wing spiker for these two twins. And now last but not least, the Libero. So we have Yaku. I talked about him a lot. He's going to increase the quick attack stats of your team. Here you can see with his second skill is going to increase the quick attack by 8%. So it's going to be like he's the only quick attack type Libero at the moment. And then aside from Yaku, the best SSR Libero in my opinion is going to be Akagi, because let me just give you again a glimpse of his skills. He's going to increase team morale, so team morale will buff up the whole team obviously. He's going to increase the defensive technique, so best Libero. And then he also has this debuff on the enemy that will decrease their power attack as well, and also your team's defensive technique will increase again. So best Libero. And he's also in inarizaki team, so let's say you have Kita, like you're going to get Kita later on, so like you have this inarizaki bond over here as well. Then Tsukishima, he's free, so why not? And then if you can get Hirogami, then that would be best. And then as a wing spiker, you can go Shiomi, Korai, so this duo together, and like this team would be the best. And also not to mention the Libero Komori is also super good. Let me just show you his skills, like the one that could buff up your whole team. So the next spike, either power or quick by an ally after display occurs, increases the awareness of the spiker. So like you have chance to do crits with your Osamu or like any other character obviously. And then when an ally spikes over here, for the first time their attack power is going to increase by 20%. That's a lot. It's going to be just the first time, but you can do this on different characters obviously. And then the ultimate as well, the attack technique of the teammates who spike will increase by 20%. This effect lasts for 2 net crossings, so it's going to buff up your whole team again, so like the best Libero in the game as well. And then you can go for Sakusa, like this duo over here, and this is more ideal because it's going to take a long time to get these two, and then you have more time to obviously save your tickets. And then as a middle blocker, again, you can just go with whoever you want. Let's just put like Suki at front, for example, and then we can have like any other middle blocker, like a second one over here. Let's say you have Tendo, you have Washio, you have even Suna as an ultimate quick attack. So you will still get the inarizaki buff over here, and then everyone is going to buff each other out and help each other out as well. So yeah, a lot of team comms you can have. I try to, mention all the characters that are useful for each of the positions, and everything is based on the characters that you have and based on your pools for the future. Maybe you're a fan of like Karasuno team, so you want to go for UR Kageyama and then like SB Hinata, because I think it's just like less than 2 months that we can get both of them. And then over here, then you just need one more Karasuno team to activate that school buff. So let's say obviously we don't have Sakusa at the moment, we can just go Tanaka and let's just say Nishinoya, so you'll have the Karasuno attack buff, and then Nishinoya is just an extra because you only need 4 characters, right? You can also go for Yaku, for example, to buff up your quick attack. So lots of team comes over here. It's just again based on your characters and based on what you're following, who you enjoy more, because in the end it's just a game, you want to have fun, so just go for whoever you like more and whoever is like you're a fan of and you enjoy more playing with. And yeah, that's all for today. Let me know what kind of team comes you're having for the future and what players you're looking for to build up either around Osamu or like in general. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, have fun and stay tuned.